So how does it feel? Like, you guys are so young, having to be so committed. You know, other kids are busy playing with their 4 girlfriends and things like that.
You see, in Swartkops, there's that little double ride
Sure.
Yes.
before the chicane.
Yes.
And whilst we're going into it, the one behind me decided to shoot it since it was the last lap. And he hit my wheel and we both spun.
And you're in the lead at that point.
Yeah, and I was watching everyone pass me, even him. And I was like, oh, no.
And it's the last lap.
Yeah, it's the last lap.
Yo, that's rotten luck, eh? Because there's going to be a lot of disappointments even on your road to success, you know?
Yeah.
And how you deal with that as a driver, it's very important, you know, because I'm sure you're role models to your peers. They watch you. I see you got 29,000 followers on Insta.
I do now, damn.
We are back with Enzo and Luviwe. He calls him Jordan.
Yeah, I know you're not good at names. Otherwise, that is such a simple name. Tell him what it means.
Oh, it means to be heard.
To be heard.
My dad named me that one. My mom would.
So do you listen?
No. No.
You don't, man. Mr. Manager, does he listen?
I think
Can
he
you answer
does.
that question?
He should. He is growing up, so it's getting a bit tough now. But
No, of course. Puberty.
So Luviwe is basically, from my understanding of the facts, one of the best already
Yeah,
To
top prospect.
to ever do it as an African. How does it feel to be the Samuel Eto'o of motorsports?
I feel the same, honestly. I don't feel no different.
So,
I feel the same. Sometimes
how many
I
pole
forget.
positions did you get last year?
Only 2.
Only 2.
Only two.
That's bars.
Yeah.
Like, away.
It's not enough.
Out of how many races?
Yeah, how many races did we do? Oh yeah, we did 17. Yeah, 7 out of
17.
Out of 17 races.
Okay.
That's not bad. And then how many did you win?
No, not so far. Well, I've won heats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've won 6 heats so far.
Okay.
But
Bad.
finals, I've come on the podium twice. One I started P2 and I finished P2, and another one which was one of my best where I started 16 and I finished 3rd.
Get in there, Lewis.
That one.
Are your parents aware of the progress? How often do you talk to your parents? Do they travel with you?
Well, sometimes they come see my races, but yeah, they keep reminding me that they're proud of me, and
I would be too. Damn.
I actually know his parents.
No
You
one
do?
cares.
Yes. I went to high school with your
Actually-
mom, even varsity.
you went to high school with my mom.
Yes.
You know, Lufefe has gone to varsity with everyone's mom. I'm getting concerned. Enzo,
Yeah.
but anyway, I nearly said something.
Enzo, were you named after a Ferrari? That's the first question I had in my head.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
So your dad always knew you're going to be a racer.
I don't think so.
You were planting the seed, man.
And manifesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the one that introduced me to racing though.
Isn't he a former racing driver as well?
Yeah.
No?
No.
Are you sure? Do you
Okay.
catch up with your dad often?
Yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, he did go racing for fun, but he was not a former racer.
Oh.
Like street racing.
You want to get his dad arrested. So Enzo, talk to me about your progress from last year to this year. What are the big changes?
Well, last year was more or less my first year, and at the start of last year I wasn't really that fast because also I jumped into a new category. But more or less over the year, coming to this year, I'm a lot faster. I'm a lot closer to the front, and yeah, I hope I can show them what I got.
How much, in terms of lap time, have you improved by from last year to this year?
Well, last year was more or less about a second or like about 8/10 off.
Okay.
This year I'm more or less about 2/10, a tenth, so it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
I can. That's what's about.
And then this is to
That's
both of
some
you.
McLaren groundbreaking stuff. You
You
see,
think?
yeah, I mean McLaren. They were 16th in race 1 last year. By race 9, they were second or third.
Last and
Yeah,
second last.
18th. You see, even worse.
So you guys said you travel together, no?
Yes.
And how's the friendship growing between the two of you?
You see, it's like it's difficult. That's the thing because it's good and it's bad. Because sometimes we're friends, sometimes we're
Competitors.
fighting. It's not even competitors. Sometimes it's for like stupid stuff, but
Well, what are these stupid?
like for instance, who wants to eat this? Who's sitting down there first? Who's playing who's like it's also sometimes in games where we fight. Or even sometimes where we're just talking to each other and then it just turns into a fight. It's like it's weird.
So what games are you guys playing on now? What games are you guys jamming?
Mostly Formula 1 games.
Mm-hmm.
Esports.
It depends because I play Assetto Corsa,
Okay.
Oh shit, you play Assetto Corsa?
iRacing,
Okay.
the normal F1 games,
Mm-hmm.
and also Gran Turismo.
On which
My man.
console?
My man, thank you. I was waiting for that one. Thank you so much.
On which console?
Always PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Always.
And then do you prefer the rig or the controller?
Now the rig is
Obviously the rig.
The thing with the controller is that it's okay, but your fingers start getting tired. Especially this one where it's
Where
turning
you
the
totally
most.
fit in.
Yes.
And then Enzo, are you also on the same?
Well, no, not really, cause I don't really have a PS.
Sure.
But I do play quite a bit on my sim. I mainly do Kart Racing Pro.
Okay.
Against other kids online or practice mode against myself.
And then is the progress there as well?
Yeah, there is.
Well, they have to play 30 minutes a day, minimum.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Is
as
it-
part of their preparations.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not even just fun and games, it's a job.
It's the job, my
Yeah.
friend. You have to live it and play it.
Yeah. So how does it feel? Like you guys are so young, having to be so committed. You know, other kids are busy playing with their 4 girlfriends and things like that. Then you're here, you gotta be focused, you gotta go to bed. I'm sure you guys go to bed at least 9 latest. You're doing homeschooling, which means even from a social perspective, you know, there's a lot of different dynamics on the trajectory with, are you finding that you are still having an opportunity to be a child? Well, teenager, I mean, you're no longer children.
Yeah. I mean, I guess since we love what we're doing, it doesn't really change anything. But yeah, that's all I can say. It doesn't really change anything since we love racing and driving and doing everything that is about racing. So yeah.
Enzo?
No, it doesn't really feel that hard. I do feel like I can still be a kid at times. But no, more or less what Luviwe said, but also this has more or less been a mindset from younger that I want to make it, so it hasn't been that hard.
That's right, charge it to the game.
Shout out,
Yeah,
bro.
charge
That's
it
so
to the
impressive.
game.
Huh? I'm aware.
And then
Okay, no, go for it.
what's been the hardest thing to accept during? What's your worst race so far? What is the most emotional race you've had so far? And why?
Yeah, that's a tough one because it's like I think big, maybe 4 races. The first one was the one I told you at the start,
Mm-hmm.
the one about when I was first, and then at the end of that race I crashed.
What was going through your head when you crashed?
Is it your fault, the crash or racing incident?
Racing incident.
It's never my fault.
That one for sure.
So what happened?
You see, in Swartkops, there's that little double ride
Sure.
Yes.
before the chicane.
Yes.
And whilst we're going into it, the one behind me decided to shoot it since it was the last lap. And he hit my wheel and we both spun.
And you're in the lead at that point.
Yeah, and I was watching everyone pass me, even him. And I was like, oh, no.
And it's the last lap.
Yeah, it's the last lap.
Yo, that's rotten luck, eh?
So yeah.
But I guess experiences like that, they prepare you mentally, you know? Because there's going to be a lot of disappointments even on your road to success, you know?
Yeah.
And how you deal with that as a driver, it's very important, you know? Because I'm sure you're role models to your peers. They
very
watch you. I see you got 29,000 followers on Insta.
I do now, damn.
And then how did you deal with it after the race?
Oh, and I was crying.
Charge it.
And also, I was very young too. I was 12. So yeah.
Okay.
But I was crying, and then my dad comforted me and said that it's okay. All you have to do is just learn from these mistakes,
Feel it.
and then you'll be better next year. And next year I won, so
Okay. So he was right.
Yeah.
And then Enzo, yours?
Wow. There's been a few, but the one which I can remember was I remember once I was about second and behind my teammate, but like he was far gone.
Was Luviwe your teammate at the time?
No.
Another.
No, he was, but
I
it
was
wasn't
in an
Luviwe.
older. I was in a
It wasn't
bigger
Luviwe.
class.
Oh, okay.
He was in Europe by then.
Okay.
In this race.
So he went first before you.
Yeah, about
Okay.
a year.
Okay.
And so what more or less happened was that it was more or less the last lap or before last lap, and it was like 4 of us in one line.
Okay.
And
What position were you in at that point?
second.
Okay.
It's a track called Vereeniging.
Okay, I don't know. Where is it?
It's 2 hours away.
Vereniging.
Oh, Verenigen. Oh, okay. No, Verenigen.
It's the accent.
No, I get
It's the
it.
accent. Where's your
No,
Canadian passport?
In Montreal. Okay, go for it. Sorry.
And so there's more or less a corner known as Mercedes, where there's a ramp at the corner, and I defended. And so what more or less the person did was they ramped over the thing, and since it was just raining, the track wasn't completely dry, they hit me off into the grass, and I finished before last.
And how did you deal with that after the race?
I was quite sad. I mean, I sat and looked for a few minutes,
You stayed in the moment.
just really quiet.
And then when you went back, have you been back since?
To
Yeah.
that track.
To that track?
Yeah.
And how did you do in your recovery?
Not bad. Finished. Podium overall was P2, I think. Again.
Okay.
Just as it served.
Fede.
Oh no, you can continue.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, more or less for that weekend, I mean, it wasn't a horrible finish. It was the second race. I finished third overall, so
Okay.
it was okay.
Yeah, I'll say that. Also, there was another one that came to mind. It was actually last year, the one where I started P16 and ended P3.
Okay.
After the race, I was given a 5-second penalty.
Oh, these bloody shirts, eh?
Because on the second last lap, it technically, it was my fault, but it was also not my fault at all.
Okay.
Racing
Because-
incident.
Unpack it.
There's 3 reasons. There's 3 reasons. The first reason is that he should have never defended the corner before, because I was far behind, like
Okay.
5 go-karts behind him.
Okay.
So first, he should
Go karts have mirrors.
No.
So he couldn't see where you are.
No, he
then.
looked behind and he started defending,
Oh,
and I was
okay.
like, and then after that, I was like, okay, opportunity first. Started defending, and then on the straight, I was around his bumper, And then when going into that first corner, starting the second last lap, I braked a little bit before and he tried to brake test me. And then after
Alonso.
he tried to brake test me,
Okay.
and then I didn't touch him. I just, when we're going on the braking, how a normal driver would go.
Mhm.
When going to the corner and he brakes a bit early, you just
Yes.
touch him a bit, but you don't go off wide.
Mhm.
But when he did it, I don't think he held the brake enough, so he went wide a little bit. So I was like,
understood.
yes.
Okay.
And I was like, it's now or never. So I went for it. I pushed him wide in the exit a bit, and then I got to place, and then I finished third. But they said I pushed him wide off. So
Off the track.
so
Okay.
first thing he tried to brake test me, and then he didn't hold the brake, so he went wide. So
And what was the gap between you and him at the end of the Grand Prix? Did you lose that position, or had you opened up the 5-second gap?
oh no, it was the last lap. I couldn't even.
Okay. Okay.
Like, but my teammate behind me, he got to pass him too, whilst I passed him. So he
Sheesh.
went down a position, so at least he didn't finish on the podium.
Fair day. Fair day.
That's a
Okay.
good thing.
And then
Okay.
on next to the super license. For our listeners who don't know what a super license is,
Yes.
can you elaborate? Can you help us understand what a super license is? Why do you need it? And what are the stages of getting one?
And where are you guys?
Trick question.
Luckily, the manager brought it.
You've sent them straight to varsity.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
skip
a-
high school. That.
Super license points are basically like points you get for finishing. Like in karting, you can get them for finishing top 3 in the world champs and European champs.
Okay. In the championship.
Yeah, in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for world champs, there's only one race. So if you finish top 3 that race, you get super license points. You can also get super license points in Formula 1,
Mm-hmm.
and also you can get them in Formula 1. You can. It's possible. And Formula 2, Formula 3, and Formula 4. And then you need an average of 40 super license points to. It's a requirement to get into Formula 1.
Oh, okay.
You at
Oh,
least need
minimum.
Minimum. To
Okay.
have 40 super license points.
Mhm.
And yeah, so far I don't think I have any
Okay.
because of the incidents that have happened recently and before. But for sure this year I'm gonna get.
That's what
some.
we need to hear.
Yeah.
Ah. And then, do you guys know how to drive road cars?
Yes,
Where?
because of my manager.
Ah.
Mr. Manager's risking the talent.
I mean, if they're racing drivers, bruv. I mean, Max Verstappen got his super license before he got his driver's license.
Yeah, I was. So guys, yeah, let's
So
talk
it's a
Formula
thing.
1. Let's talk Formula 1.
Yes.
Who are you liking right now?
Yeah, it's a tough question. Don't ask me that.
Enzo, let's start with you.
I think he's already answered.
Tough question. Very tough.
Like, well, I'm liking who I think would win, or like.
No, your favorite
No,
driver
I think
right
we
now.
all know who's
Let's
gonna
say
win.
we think of
I
it.
mean,
It's
yeah,
gonna
like
find.
you know, you can always hope.
Fact. Mm-hmm.
Well, generally my favorite driver, it's still there, but like it's kind of withering. I used to really like Daniel.
Ricciardo.
Yeah.
So
Two peas in the pod.
so you think it's withering or it's gone?
It's withering.
No, it's withering because like.
You reckon?
I mean.
Yeah, that was me 6 months ago. I'm bended now. I'm bended. My guy's Oscar Piastri right now. Wait, hey!
Hey, why are you laughing? Come with it.
Yeah, come with
What
it.
does that mean, bro?
Other.
No, say it.
No, say it.
Just ask if Piastri.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a good driver.
He's the hottest. He's the hottest youth in.
However,
Did you say hottest? No.
He's on form.
Yeah, he's on form, but he's not the hottest fit.
Okay.
I don't like. Of course, Verstappen is, but like, there's Alonso, there's Leclerc, there's Sainz.
Yeah, but you see.
science. Did you hear that
Yeah.
emphasis? You're
So
speaking to the right man.
Who do you have who's your favorite driver right now? Let's start there.
I can't say favorite, but I can say top 5.
Give me your top 5. In
it's
no order.
Hamilton.
In no order.
Yeah, no order.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Mhm.
Then it's I like Alonso too. I like Leclerc,
Okay.
Lando,
Mm-hmm.
and Yuki.
Yuki.
That's got character, Yuki. Eh? He's a very likable driver.
And then
Okay, Enzo,
Your top
your
five?
top five?
Well, the more or less Daniel, Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
well, Alonso, Science.
I don't like Alonso. I don't know why you
But-
guys.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I told you Alonso has made the greatest comeback in Formula One
No,
PR
facts.
in history.
Facts.
You know, 2 years ago, people used to hate
He was the
Alonso.
villain.
He was
yeah.
the villain, him and Sid. Now you've got 13-year-olds saying, you know, Alonso's actually that guy.
Yes. Okay. So
Alonso.
Alonso.
And then after, how many? There's 3 or 4.
You've done 3 now. You said Hamilton, Ricciardo, and Alonso.
Alonso.
So you left with 2.
The Science,
Carlos.
yeah,
Okay.
and also like Oscar.
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 My man.
Oscar P's the guy.
My
What's
man.
your problem?
Eh? He laughed him off, bro.
And guys, I'm just saying, it's too early. He will be great, just not now.
No, but that's why we back
He's
him
already
now.
won a sprint, bro. In his debut season.
Hey.
What? Is that not the fact?
Facts. Who else has done that?
And then
Hamilton.
Aha! You're right.
Exactly.
So
Greatness.
that's
That's
where
the
I
caliber.
see it.
Hamilton.
100%. You're
Hamilton was
right.
competing for the championship in his first year.
Yes.
But
No,
was-
Hamilton's obviously clear of anyone, in my opinion, anyway.
And then another question: when you guys see guys like Oliver Behrman coming up, what goes through your head?
A lot of things, like on how I'm also close to there because he was also driving in kartings, like
2-3 years ago.
yeah. And also how he made an impact in his first race and finishing P7 with Ferrari.
Faded.
100%.
Yeah, it shows that I'm very close to my goal.
Good man.
Enzo?
Well, more or less, I think like, how good would they be? Secondly, I hope they won't be great.
Who, Oliver?
No, just most,
Uh-huh.
cause like, you know, cause like I'm not that far from their ages. So, like also, I wanna be there and like be like, yeah, I can be better.
Okay, so you're feeling the pressure. That's what you're saying.
No, but you must feel the pressure.
It's good.
It's
That's what I was
never-
going to say.
It's never a negative thing to feel the pressure.
Mm.
It shows good to, well, from my own opinion,
Mm.
it shows good to you're very realistic as to where you can reach. So if you feel the pressure now, the sooner you feel it, the longer you'll be able to stay in the kitchen.
And you can push yourself more.
And
Dig
then-
deeper.
One last one from me. If this is on the calendar right now, I'm gonna try not make it political. But on the calendar right now, what track do you look at and be like, okay, that's the one I have to race on?
Aha. I like that
That's
question.
A lot. That's a lot. See, like, do you mean this
Give us
year's
top three.
calendar?
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, let's look at this calendar.
No. Let's look at all circuits. But top 3 tracks, that F1 tracks that you'd like to race on.
No
Both.
order.
Yo, ask me first. I need to think about this.
Go for it.
Well, first,
Sorry.
firstly,
Mm-hmm.
I talked this over with my father, and we agreed that one track I do want to race on is Monza.
Why?
Just because, first of all, I like the track, and I'm not sure why he agreed on it, but it's mainly because I like the track.
Is he a Ferrari fan?
Yeah, he is.
That's why.
What?
Home of Ferrari.
Yeah, Monza is the
Yeah.
home of Ferrari. T4C.
And it's one of the
Oldest
few,
tracks.
Yeah, few
Yeah.
mini tracks that haven't changed that much as well. Like they've naturally been like that for as long as you can remember.
I think it is the oldest track.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Older than Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco has
Yeah.
only been there since 1980.
Is it not 50 something?
Yeah. The oldest track
In being built. I think it's Nürburgring.
No, it's Monza, then
Monza.
Great Britain.
Silverstone.
Oh yeah, because Silverstone was on the first inaugural season of.
But that was like 40 years after people were racing. Do you know that? I think 1906 was when Monza was built, something like that. Long ago.
No, that's fine. So you have Monza. Let's regress.
Mhm.
So this was for Monza. I also want to race in Canada.
Nice track.
And
That's a sentimental one, isn't it? Yeah.
I haven't really been to Canada. So.
Oh, okay.
Not really. So that's why I also want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, Silverstone.
Ah,
Home of motorsport.
say there.
He's a traditional man. I like that.
He is, yeah. All the OG tracks. He's not talking about Miami or Las Vegas.
Nah, Las Vegas I'm not racing at. That's a straight. That's straight. Even Verstappen doesn't like it. It's just straight.
Yes. Straight chicane. Straight chicane. Okay, so now you've had time to think.
Okay, I will give you tracks that I race a lot at in games.
Okay.
So the first one is Silverstone,
Mhm.
because that's like a standard track. And also Monza. But my last one, I've been thinking about it, but I think I want to race in Spa in the Rouge.
My G. You know that?
No one calls my track though.
Yeah, because your track's crap.
No, it's dope.
What is it?
Circuit of the Americas.
Which one?
Well, the
Austin.
Texas,
Austin,
Austin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So why
the
Spa?
chicane is not
The
bad.
design is based on Silverstone though.
Yeah, because the Americans can't do anything original. Let me go back to Spa. So
He's the maverick of the group.
Lufefe knows me very well. I fell in love with Spa on Gran Turismo. Nah, I think it was Gran Turismo. It wasn't on Gran Turismo 4, but it was on Gran Turismo 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they had the M5 F10.
Mm-hmm.
So we tuned the crap out of that car.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we tuned the crap out of that car, and then we'd set
Pimp
leg
my
records,
ride.
and then you chase the ghost.
Fair.
When I tell you that, whenever we went to Spa, everyone was just like, it had that sense of, okay, this is for the big boys. This is what we
no,
play
it
for.
really is. It really
And
is.
ever since then, I was like, no.
Oh, Rouge.
And then obviously because of that, we dive deeper into the F1 history of Spa
Yes.
and motorsports in general.
Uh-huh.
And Spa's just got that thing, man. It's
No, it does.
Like at first it
It's
was
also
a Nürburgring.
OG.
Yeah, it was first a Nürburgring,
Mm-hmm.
but that was a bit too long. And you know, you can't simmer with certain things when your friends are waiting next in line to play. If you don't
7
want
kilometers.
8 minutes at
It's
the time.
crazy, yeah.
So Spa for me would be my number one. I wouldn't do Monza at all. I'd do Silverstone
Monza.
and I'd do Brazil. Those would be my three.
Ooh.
I mean,
Brazil is a nice track.
like if I have to go to old tracks, Indianapolis.
Oh.
Now if you go to
He
America,
doesn't like America, this one.
Or
But Circuit of the Americas is way better than Indianapolis, and that's why they dropped it for Circuit of the Americas.
well, they only dropped it because of the tire degradation. That's why.
thank you. Yeah. We need to Google that also. Check the facts there. But
Because the tires
Is high.
were just getting destroyed after like 10 laps, even on the hardest compound. But yeah, maybe Indianapolis or India also. India was not a bad
That
track.
Kolkata, you're right. That was a nice track, but
Oh.
it's hot.
Yeah, it was
New
hot.
Delhi, sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't a hot. I know it was hot. I could take the heat. It's fine.
Baby.
and then
All right,
just
before you
to-
go, okay?
Yeah, just before you go.
Mhm.
No, actually, this is a question for the manager. I
Okay.
just want to thank you guys for coming through.
Mhm.
Lufefe, do you have any other questions before we wrap up with the
Yes,
chairs?
of course. What's your racing number?
Yo, so it was first 56. No,
Wow.
actually, it was first 54
Why?
because I liked that number as a kid. And then it was 56. That's when I changed and I like 56. And then it changed to 55 because I remember one of our mechanics said we don't have sixes anymore. So it was 55 for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's
Science Junior's number.
I think it's 56.
Okay.
Honestly.
While here, it's always been 36. I mean, overseas, they always changing numbers, so yeah.
Oh, there's
yeah,
no
'cause-
consistent.
Yeah, because in overseas it's about how you know, like when you sign up for the race, that's the number.
Oh,
there's a list of
depending
lots of
where
them.
you are in the queue.
Oh, okay, that makes
Okay,
sense. Yeah.
so then don't you have any questions for us?
Yeah, first thing, how you know my mom?
That's a good question to ask. That is the right question to ask. If some gent called me up in the studio and like, hey, I went to school with your mom, I'd be like, wait, what? That is the right question to ask.
No, we'll talk about it off air. Do you have a question?
No, I don't.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for gracing us. You are our first guest on the show. This is our 8th show.
Ninth?
We're doing?
Mm.
9th, yeah.
Nice.
When do you guys start?
This season.
Oh.
But we do have a Formula One fan channel. Please ask them to follow us back. We followed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. So I would also like to know if we want to monitor your guys' presence, is there a platform like a YouTube channel or something where we can?
An Instagram account. I think my one's called Luviwe Sambudla Athlete, and I think his one's called
Underscore.
Enzo Rujugiro Athlete.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll share it on
See,
the page as well.
he pronounced your surname correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've been boys for a while now. At some point, you need to learn how to pronounce it.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, gents. That's Luviwe and Enzo.
Thank you.
Yes. What's the name of your team? I want to say who you drive for.
We drive for Kart Republic. But
Car
you can say,
Republic.
You can say KR for sure.
KR. Driving for KR in, is it Brescia? How do you pronounce it?
Oh no, that's where we live.
Okay.
We race, like there's a bunch of tracks in Italy, so but that's where we live. But the standard track that we usually go to now is Franciacorta, right? Yeah. It's Franciacorta.
Okay.
But yeah, there's different tracks like Lonato, Sarno, where I broke my legs.
Sheesh. Hey, you've been through the most. All right.
Yeah. Only Sarno where I broke my legs. Spain is where I broke my shoulder.
Have you ever broken anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Still has time.
All right. Thank you, Jen, so much. Shout out to your manager. I think you need to give him a shout out. See, you guys are on brand here.
Yeah, shout out to ICANN.
Oh yeah.
ICANN.
Yes. I read that he started it because he was inspired by YouTube. So imagine you guys inspiring a grown man to follow a certain direction. I think
this
you should take a lot of solace into that.
That's Lufefe also indirectly giving me some credit.
It was all a dream.
So yeah,
shout
from
out.
me, just to close it off, you guys are really an inspiration. I mean,
Yes, fully.
I'm
Wow.
turning 30 this year. What you yeah?
I'm sorry.
I am too. I am
I
too.
thought you were 24.
Thank you. I'll take that. Please clip that. I want that. Thank you very much. I'll take that. And like, I'm thinking about all the crazy stuff that I wanted to do as a kid, and to see you guys doing it is insane, man. It's insane. Don't stop.
No.
Don't stop. You guys are just the beginning, and at some point, I hope the pressure's on you guys to get F1 back to SA. At some point,
Fully.
it'll be nice to have F1 with South African drivers in it.
Fair day.
And I hope it's one of you
OG.
or both of you.
Now wait. Now you've taken me somewhere. I do have one last question. What's it like being black drivers in the European environment?
I don't think you can ask that to these kids.
Let's hear.
Yeah.
Well, you can start.
No,
Sorry.
you start.
You can start.
You've
See?
had more experience.
It's a thing.
Okay.
It's a
I mean,
thing.
I've only had 1 year experience, but okay.
Go for it.
Yes. Honestly, it's hard to say because it's not as bad now than I would say maybe for Lewis when he was younger. I mean, yeah, there's still some there and abouts of like racism or something like that, but not really, not nowadays, no.
And how do you deal with it when it happens in that rare occasion?
I don't care. I'll show you on track.
Yeah, that's it. And,
Do your talking
and-
on the
and
track.
listen.
I love that.
I'm gonna give you a word of advice. Don't buckle. Never ever buckle. Mandela did his job. Mandela did his job. This guy knows why I'm saying that, because it's one of those things where you have to take it upon yourself. Yes, you are young, but you're in a competitive environment that shapes you. That shapes you on how to focus on yourself. If that stuff happens, call it out on track. Do your talking on the track. Your time will come. Mandela did his job. That's all I'm going to leave you with.
And I
Enzo?
want to hear you, because you're even younger.
I mean, I already see it.
Yeah, because you kill everybody on track, so of course they don't see it. Of course.
I mean, you kind of see it, but I don't really do much about it.
It doesn't bother you.
No.
Good.
You're probably scared of him too much. Because
Oh.
he kills people. Like you probably don't look like it, but he kills people.
Honey Badger.
Yeah, I mean, well, I read on his story that he's got lots of older brothers who made him tough.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Just one. Okay.
I remember the first race he did in Spain. He sent someone into the tires. Everyone in the team was celebrating. You should.
Okay, love that.